Cheers. So, I've been tagged. Builder has his own channel, Daryl Stokes. You can find a link down in the description. Tagged me in a series of questions asking about campers and your experiences, things you do, that kind of thing. So I figured I'd go ahead and do it as well. Call some people out there at the end, give some thanks to people who have given me inspiration, and give you a little bit of information about myself and the camper. So, number one, what is one thing I would change or add to my RV? As I tend to only camp towards the fall, spring, and winter, maybe a heater, but in order to use it more, I would definitely have to use some form of air conditioner to get through the late spring, summer, and fall because of how hot it gets down here. As my name indicates, I'm downtown. I'm in Houston. I am maybe 100 feet from the road over here. You can hear the freeway back here. So, sound quality might suffer, but stay with me. What is something I didn't expect when I bought my first RV? Never bought it. If you've been watching, you know I built it. Honestly, one of the things I wouldn't have expected in the building of it was, honestly, the ease in it. With a basic working knowledge of being able to do any kind of woodworking or metalworking, anybody can do this. I think it was Oregon Batman was the one who told me about just get out there and do it. The only thing stopping you is you. What was the deciding factor in my RV choice, camper choice? Well, that's a relatively easy one. After setting up and taking down and spending 2 hours putting up all of my tents, battery banks, fans, chargers, everything like that, it was taking me 2 hours to set up and break down and pack everything up. And one day I just looked at it and went, I can make a rolling tent that's 99% of what I'm doing out here. So that's what I did. I got online, started looking at different YouTube videos, started looking at different people's builds. I had enough woodworking knowledge. I'm like, I can do this. And that was the deciding factor on why I did it. Favorite camp meal? This is going to be a bit of a weird one. For Thanksgiving weekend, out at the Renaissance Festival, we always go out there. We end up doing the full Thanksgiving feast on Friday night. We deep fry turkeys, potatoes, cranberries, green beans, the whole spread. We do it out there in the campgrounds with no access to electricity. And yeah, we do things like breakfast. We do breakfast tacos, and we do different things with our camp group. But I gotta say that one's my favorite. What is a must-see campsite? Well, I don't get out to too many actual campsites. Mostly I go out to our local Renaissance Festival here in Houston or out here in Austin. Get out there a lot. It's a lot of fun. A lot of really cool people out there. A lot of alcohol. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, if you happen to see me, do not hesitate. Just come up and say, hey, I saw you on the YouTube channel or something like that. Just come say, hey, I will talk your ear off and show you the camper. Not a big deal. I like to think I'm pretty friendly, pretty approachable, but it is what it is. What is the favorite thing about RV camping? Well, I kind of touched on this one actually. This setup and breakdown. The amount of time it takes me to actually get set up to the point where I can start relaxing, start enjoying the fact that I am actually camping. It's hook it up to the car, drive out to the campsite, drop it off, level it out, either the moment air matches or a cot, just start sitting there. I mean, I'm set up in 20 minutes, and really that's one of the best things about it is just the amount of time you don't spend setting everything up. I'm now, the next video I'll have pics of the actual tarp awning that I built. That takes a few minutes and 2 sets of hands, but other than that, I mean, super simple. What is the least favorite thing about RV camping? Well, that's a little tough. Can't really think of anything, really. Having an insulated box to keep you out of the elements, to keep you out of the rain. That's why I built it in the first place. I mean, I like tent camping, but I'm getting a little older. I've got bad feet, bad knees, bad back. So having an actual bed eventually is going to be a huge bonus. That and not blowing out air mattresses every couple of weeks. That's also an expense I don't want to have to deal with over a period of time. But I just honestly can't think of anything really wrong with basically tent camping out of an RV. I mean, I have basic electronics, no water, but I can carry water with my car. I've got a pressurizable water tank that I put up on my roof rack. So, I mean, everything I would really need, I've got access to. So I can't really think of anything to complain about. Only thing recently is I've got a leak that I was just been working on. Hopefully it's going to hold. But that'd be it. Nothing else I can think of there. What is a must-have on the next RV? Air conditioning. Pure and simple. But it's such a power hog, and most of the places I end up camping don't have access to shore power. So, without putting massive battery banks and 30 solar panels on the roof, I really don't see much of a chance of that happening. But I've got battery-powered fans. I've got the heat extracting fan, 4 windows. I can open those up, and again, insulated. So, short of camping in June, July, or August, I don't really have any problems with that. What is a favorite beverage at camp? I'm going to go ahead and say adult beverage. I like ciders, are one of my favorites. But absolute favorite thing to have out at the campsite? Mead. Or basically fermented honey, which also mixes well with cider, so it's called bee sting. Absolutely love that. Actually, this for Thanksgiving weekend, we end up with a full keg of it. 5 whole gallons of it. It's got about the strength of wine, but it's not wine, it's honey. Mead, it's not wine. If it says it's like wine, they're wrong. And what is my favorite RV accessory? I've got a few. Having access to the power without having to worry about lugging big batteries in and out of the car. If you've seen my battery builds that I've done in the ammo cans, that works well, but come on, each one of them's 30 plus pounds. Carrying those things around, they're not easy. Bulky. They work well because they're a metal container and they're relatively waterproof, so I don't really have to worry about them, but having the power in the camper is going to be a huge bonus. Just having a bed, that's a large part of it right there. But this is the tag video that I was in. Figured I'd just go ahead and do it. Shout out to, of course, Daryl Stokes, who tagged me. He's got a pretty cool build. He just recently had to redo his entire trailer frame due to a failure in, I think, the axle. Oregon Batman, he was really the first guy I started watching. He's got a huge build video on his original camper, which is really fun. Learned a lot of stuff about watching his stuff. He's currently working on another teardrop right now, which is extremely informative. It's an actual step-by-step process on it. He just got his cabinetry put on. DIY M105. He took an old military trailer, an M105 military trailer, converted it into a pop-up camper. I gotta say, that was a really cool idea. Not gonna lie, I thought about it when I first started the process, but that trailer weighs a ton. I could not pull it with a focus. In Langford, he's a guy down here in Houston. He just recently did a couple. I think from what I've told, he's done a couple of campers. I need to actually go through and watch more of his videos, but pretty cool guy from everything I've been able to figure out, and he's somewhere local. And then finally, last shout out goes out to Tireguy 1000. He's actually a cool guy who was the one that got the true inspiration to do the Harbor Freight frame. He built one very similar, very cool build. He takes it out. He's up in the high desert somewhere. He did a pretty cool video. He's got an entire set of videos on how he did his. He's the one who got the inspiration to do the bed liner on the entire exterior. I'll have some information about what is and is not working with it in a future video. I guess for him it's not as big a deal as he's out near the desert, but down here in the Gulf Coast, down here in the Houston area, we get a ton of rain. So I don't know if that's just something that comes with it or if it had something else. I'll be talking about it in a later video. But yeah, anyway, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching, for everything that was going on, and it means a lot that a lot of people are actually starting to catch on to these videos. And as other guys have said, you can build it. You can. There's no law that says you can't. Just make sure you read up on safety, know how to load a trailer, how to do the weight balancing, and there's a ton of videos. Best thing I could suggest is go out there, look up some of these guys I just mentioned. I'll have all of their pages on my down in the description. I don't need that. A lot of instructional videos. I'm sure if you ask some of these guys questions, you ask me a question down in the comments, I'll get to it. Again, I'm not shy. If you happen to see me out there and about, just stop in and say something. I'd love to hear from you. Well, anyway, cheers. Thanks for watching.